what happens when a £900 budget takes on my £4,000 YouTube setup? I'm about to find out by rebuilding my studio from scratch using just £906 worth of budget gear. There's no shortcuts, no editing tricks, just creative problem solving. In this video, I'll show you the real results step by step and reveal whether you can get that pro look without breaking the bank. So how hard could it be to create this with just £900? Well, let's take a look at what I'm working with and how ridiculously expensive some of this gear actually is. First up, my main light. It's the Aperture 300D, £975. And the softbox, another £135. Then there's the fill and rim lights. That's £76 more. And then there's an RGB tube for the background. That is £239. This background light is £106. And even this little IKEA lamp, that is £19. My camera setup's no joke either. It's the Canon R8. That's £1,099. Then I've got an RF adapter to use my pro lens. That's another £98. And then the real price shock, it's the 35mm lens I'm using, £1,100. That alone costs more than the entire budget of the studio build I'm going to be doing. Altogether, this setup clocks in at £3,944. That's a pretty serious investment. Now let's see how we can recreate all of this for a quarter of the cost. The softbox, we're going to keep that, but the main light, that'll get swapped for this. It's the 60-watt Godox light. It's much cheaper, still quite powerful, should do the job. The fill light, replaced with something completely free. A sheet of polystyrene. We'll keep using the same rim light and now repurpose the one that was used for the fill as our RGB background light. The IKEA lamp, that stays, there's no complaints there. But this £106 background light, I'm going to swap that out for a cheap and cheerful book light. Camera-wise, we're replacing the Canon R8 with a basic crop sensor body. And the lens, it's an affordable zoom lens. Way more budget-friendly, but still pretty capable. Altogether, this setup cost just £906. So let's get everything in place, set it up, and see how close we can match this £4,000 shot. Before we touch the lights, I'm going to set up the camera first since we're using a different lens and sensor size. So the framing is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to try my best to get it framed as you see this shot. Be a little bit different though. So let's get that set up first. Okay, now that the framing's locked in, let's turn all the lights off and build the budget lighting one piece at a time. First up, it's the main light. We're using the Godox SL60W with the same softbox from the Pro setup. It's positioned roughly where I'd normally place the 300D, and for a budget light, it's already doing a solid job, as you can see here with the Pro setup on our left and the budget light on the right. For the fill light, instead of an actual light, we're using this. It's a sheet of polystyrene. It's free, and all it's doing is just bouncing some of that main light back into the shadow side of my face. The closer you position this, the more light you'll achieve. Just don't go silly and have it in your shot. And here it is in action compared to the Pro setup. Can you see it? It's subtle, but it's free. Rim light next. We're reusing the tube light just like in the Pro setup, and this is placed just behind me at a slight angle to give that separation from the background. This should actually look the same as the Pro shot, and here we can see them side by side. Now for the RGB background light, and this is where we get clever. You see that light we used for my fill in the Pro setup, I'm now going to use it as an RGB tube to add some color and depth. As you can see, it's not as powerful as our Pro setup, but for £38, this is amazing value. And lastly, our ambient background lights. The IKEA lamp, that stays where it was. It's always a reliable bit of mood lighting from that one. But the expensive background LED, we're going to replace that with this £7 color changing book light. And that's not bad, honestly. For something so cheap, it's a no-brainer. And as we build up the shot, starting with the main light, the fill, our rim light, background RGB, IKEA lamp, and book light, we can now see the full setup with our budget gear locked in. And compared side by side with the £4,000 version, you can see we've come pretty close. Obviously, we're not going to beat the Pro setup, and the gear we have has limitations. The camera in use here can only shoot in 1080, not 4K. The lens doesn't allow the same amount of light into the sensor, which means it won't be a blurry background. Our polystyrene fill light is only as powerful as the light that's hitting it. Our RGB background light is only 1 foot tall compared to the 4-foot monster of the Pro light. This main light, you might be able to hear the fan is constantly going and it's noisy. And our book light only has 3 color settings, limiting how accurate we can make it. But that's where the cost saving comes into play. So, can you recreate a £4,000 YouTube setup with £900 worth of gear? Pretty close, actually. This proves you don't need the most expensive tools to make great looking content. But you do need to know how to use what you've got. Whether you're just starting out with budget gear or you're investing in high-end tools, I help creators like you get the best results with the gear, no matter what budget or space to work in. Link in the description to find out more. Watch this next video if you want to see how £4,000 worth of gear can be set up to get a result which rivals this.